Welcome to this explainer. Look, everyone's constantly making these top AI tool lists, right? But let's be honest, most of them just repeat the exact same 5 names you already know. Or worse, they offer absolutely zero proof that these platforms actually work in a real professional setting. So today, we're doing things entirely differently. We are bypassing the hype. I'm going to show you the 5 specific AI tools that real workflows are actually running on right now as of July 2026. We're going to look at what each one is genuinely good at, where it falls short, and exactly how you should be using it in your daily life. No fluff and no affiliate pitch disguised as advice. Let's just get right into it.
But before we look at a single piece of software, there is a core philosophy we really need to adopt. Stop collecting tools and start matching one tool to one repeated task. The landscape is moving incredibly fast, isn't it? What was considered the absolute best 6 months ago might already be trailing behind today. So instead of wasting your time testing 50 different browser tabs and paying for all these redundant subscriptions, we need to focus on assigning one proven tool to one specific bottleneck in your workflow. Seriously, that is the entire secret to actually gaining efficiency, rather than just creating more digital clutter for yourself.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. We'll be covering the general all-rounder, fact-checked research, agentic coding, visual communication, and finally, deep reasoning.
Starting off with tool number 1, our general all-rounder, which is ChatGPT. Now, if you're only going to use one AI tool, ChatGPT remains the safest pick, hands down. It's the most complete single workspace out there, which is perfect if you just don't want 5 different subscriptions to juggle. It really excels at generating rapid first drafts for things like emails and outlines. Plus, file analysis is a breeze. You just drop in massive PDFs or spreadsheets and let it go to work. And honestly, the voice mode is a total game changer for brainstorming entirely hands-free while you walk or commute. But, and this is a big but, to actually get this high-level performance, you can't just type, "Write me an email." You have to give it context. Tell it who you're writing to, the desired tone, exactly what outcome you're aiming for. The quality gap between a vague, lazy prompt and a highly specific, context-rich prompt is absolutely enormous. However, we have to recognize where the generalist hits its limits. ChatGPT really struggles with providing clearly sourced research. When you ask it a factual question, the answers aren't always sourced clearly, which leaves you pretty vulnerable to confident-sounding hallucinations. And while it can write basic scripts, long and highly technical coding projects are much better handled by a dedicated coding tool. This is exactly why you need to add specialists to your stack.
Which brings us to tool number 2, Perplexity, our specialist for fact-checked research. Perplexity is the tool you reach for when you need answers backed by actual verifiable citations. I mean, when you need a factual answer, not just a confident-sounding guess, this is your go-to. It's fundamentally built around search. That means every single answer comes back with footnotes and citations you can actually click through, read, and verify for yourself. It is absolute magic for time-sensitive research. If you're looking up breaking news, current events, or recent product changes, regular chatbots will completely miss that stuff because of their training data cutoffs. A standard tool might confidently give you info that's 6 months out of date, but Perplexity actively searches the live web to bring you what's true today, right this very minute.
So how do we build this into an actual daily workflow? Well, you should never make one tool do both jobs. Step 1, you use Perplexity as your research assistant to get the hard data, the verified facts, and the links. Then step 2, you copy those findings and bring them into a tool like ChatGPT or Claude to draft the actual prose. Fact-checked research in one, beautiful writing in the other. This is exactly how the pros are working right now.
All right, moving on to tool number 3, Agentic Coding Assistance.
If you write code, or hey, even if you're a non-developer building internal tools, we are looking at a massive leap in efficiency here with cursor-style or agentic coding tools. We are way past the days of simple autocomplete where it just finishes your sentence. An agentic tool practically acts like a junior developer sitting right next to you. It's capable of reading your entire code base, understanding the context of how different files interact, making multi-file changes all at once. And get this, it even tests its own work to see if the fix actually worked. This is opening huge doors for everyday professionals to build simple automations without needing a computer science background.
But let's stay grounded for a second. These tools aren't magic. They are best applied to well-scoped, specific tasks. Think, build this feature, or fix this bug, rather than asking it to, build a whole startup from scratch. Give it tight parameters. And most importantly, do not blindly ship it. You always have to review what it generates. A pro tip here, open this tool inside an existing small, low-stakes project first. Don't try to learn how it works on your company's most critical code base.
Next up is tool number 4, Gamma, our pick for presentations and visual communication.
Gamma is highly underrated. It's designed for whenever slide decks or visual documents slow your workflow down to an absolute crawl. If you've ever spent hours, and we've all been there, just trying to get text boxes to align perfectly or hunting for font pairings, this is going to change your life. It turns a rough outline into a beautifully designed presentation in literally minutes, without fiddling with alignment or fonts. You just paste in your raw text or the structural outline of your arguments, and the AI handles all the layout, the color schemes, and the imagery formatting. You focus on the story, and the AI acts as your layout artist.
Now for the reality check. Gamma is optimized for incredibly fast generation, making it absolutely perfect for like 80% of your everyday pitch decks, internal reports, and quick client visuals. But because it's built for speed, it does lack that infinite pixel-perfect customization. So for a highly bespoke brand deck on a massive global stage, yeah, you'll still want a human designer's finishing touch. But for the everyday decks you have to make on a random Tuesday, total lifesaver. Finally, we have tool number 5, Claude, which is our heavyweight for deep writing and reasoning.
For your heavy intellectual lifting, Claude is absolutely essential to keep in your rotation right alongside ChatGPT. The difference between them is actually quite stark. ChatGPT is your go-to for fast first drafts and general brainstorming, but Claude is unmatched for complex step-by-step problems, highly nuanced writing, and long document editing. If you give Claude a massive 50-page document and a list of 10 highly specific editing rules, it actually adheres to that brief. It doesn't freelance its own interpretation halfway through, and it doesn't forget the instructions you gave it at the very beginning. That makes it the undisputed champion for deep reasoning.
So let's bring this all together into a practical stack you can actually implement today. Take a look at this breakdown. Map your repeated tasks to the winning tool. General writing and brainstorming goes to ChatGPT. Fact-checked research goes to Perplexity. Writing code? Agentic Assistant. Slides and visuals are for Gamma, and complex reasoning goes to Claude. You absolutely do not need all 5 of these open at once. The secret is to identify your biggest repeated weekly task and just match it to the winner in that category.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a crucial question to make sure you stop collecting hype and start working way more efficiently. Which single repeated weekly task are you going to match to the right AI tool starting tomorrow? Seriously, think about it. Don't try to overhaul your entire workflow overnight. Just pick one task, apply the right tool, and watch your efficiency skyrocket. Thanks for tuning in to this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.